Hi, my name is, well actually it's Steve, and I'm here to tell you the story of this instrumental, rock and roll instrumental, Tequila by the Champs. Likely there is not a person on this planet that hasn't heard Tequila by the Champs. It's that big a deal. It was recorded in 1958, wasn't even supposed to be a hit. What happened was Challenge Records, which was formed in 1957, most likely with Gene Autry as a silent partner, big movie western actor, singer, had started the Challenge label. Well, one of the early artists on Challenge, probably the first artist on Challenge, Dave Burgess, also recording as Dave Dupre, had an instrumental called Train to Nowhere. Okay, he had his guitar, he had his composition, but he didn't have a band to record it. Enter Danny Flores, who was already under contract to Modern Records. That was a problem. Danny and his band were recording at a dance hall called Hollywood on the Pike in Long Beach. So Challenge recruited Flores and his band, members being Buddy Bryce on teardrop guitar, Gene Alden on drums, Cliff Hills on upright bass, and Flores himself, a multi-instrumentalist, very talented, tenor sax, piano, very few instruments he couldn't play, picking up the slack. And according to Flores, what Train to Nowhere required was a lot of background singing and overdubbing, putting the horn first, then the piano and all his voices, and it was worth it because it was going to be the hit side, and it became a Train to Nowhere. Let's go. Now, when Train to Nowhere came out, it began to chart, particularly on K-Day, Santa Monica station that had coverage in Los Angeles, but it did okay on K-Day, not real well. I think it hit the top 30, but wasn't really picking up too much steam, as you might expect for a train to nowhere. Get it? Steam, train. So Challenge continued pushing the side, that was the designated A side, and suddenly they started getting calls from distributors and DJs saying, flip it, flip it, flip it, flip what? Flip what? Flip the record. Play Tequila. Why? Because a band leader from the East Coast, Eddie Platt, is getting hit plays on it, and starting to go up the charts. Well, after Challenge got the word that Tequila was the side to push, you got to wonder how come ABC covered it. Generally, their tactic was to pick up the master from a smaller label, as they did with At the Hop by Danny and the Juniors and Short Shorts by the Royal Teens at the same time, hits at the same time, and turn them into national monsters, #1 for At the Hop. So it's a mystery why ABC didn't try to pick up Tequila, and maybe they did, and maybe Challenge turned them down, and that's why they had Eddie Platt cover it to some success. So here's Tequila. Every radio station that charts it takes it to #1. It's #1 all over the country. Rhythm and blues charts, pop charts, border station charts, LA charts, K-Day, KFWB, KXLA, which is a bit of a country station at the time. They all were charting Tequila at #1. It was covered by Stan Kenton. It was covered, of course, by Eddie Platt. Lola Guerrero even covered it. Well, you think it would be all Tequila, tours, and royalties for its author, Danny Flores. Well, not so fast. First of all, Challenge didn't like the name Danny Flores. They said it sounded, quote-unquote, too Mexican, so he had to change it to Chuck Rio, Rio being his mother's, or Del Rio being his mother's maiden name. So then, Les Baxter, who placed the song Durain in the movie Bop Girl Goes Calypso in 1957, sued, claiming Tequila was taken from Durain, and Challenge settled for $60,000. Then Modern, who had Flores under contract prior to Challenge, challenged his right to record, and Challenge answered back, well, you had him signed only as a vocalist. He's an instrumentalist here. Not so, said Modern. He shouts Tequila, and they were right. So they won 40% of the song. Things were not going well for Danny Flores and Tequila. Finally, the last straw is that whenever a publisher accumulated royalties to pay to Flores, they went bankrupt on it, and another publisher would buy the song. And guess what? They'd accumulate royalties, go bankrupt on it. This was a situation Flores had to fight for years. I'm not sure what it got.